NFL MVP Mark Moseley is with us. And Mark, you're here at camp on a day where there's some rain. Of course, there are indoor practice facilities back home in Ashburn. What was it like with Coach Gibbs during a rainstorm in practice?
Well, we didn't have an indoor facility to work out in, that's for sure. No, we stayed out in it. It was part of the training back in those days. Matter of fact, that's why I came to George Allen back in the 70s, because he remembered me kicking field goals at RFK Stadium in all these driving rainstorms.
That's right, that's right.
And because RFK Field was so messed up all the time, it was like playing in a pig pen. And so it was part of it back in those days.
Another thing worth noting as we do this interview with Mark, a little dust up at practice between the Texans and Redskins. How often did that happen back in the day?
Well, this was between the Texans and the Redskins. Ours were between our players,
yeah, right.
But that was pretty common. I mean, it gets a little heated out there sometimes.
Mark, you run this team all the time. You got a new general manager in charge, the second year under Jay Gruden. What are your expectations for the team this year?
Well, I don't know. For some reason, I have some good feelings about this year. I've tried to watch them pretty close this year because I know we've really needed some help, and I think they've gone to all those positions that they really needed help in, and they've done themselves well. So I'm looking for good things, and I think RG3's got his mindset to do the right things and be able to play and perform like we've all thought he could do. And if we get him on the right path, I think we're all going to be happy.
I want to ask you about one of the rules changes. They've moved the PAT back. What do you I mean, you're a traditionalist, I know, but what do you think about that? And do you think that, and you know all the numbers, and you know how much harder of a kick that is. It's not that much harder for a guy like you. What do you think? How do you think it's going to unfold this year?
Well, you're going to see a lot more misses. I can assure you that. There's going to be some misses because there are a lot of extra points that just barely get in there, but they go off sweating it, wiping the sweat off their brow,
right,
because that's not a kick that you want to miss. I think what's going to happen is it's going to change the game a little bit, because there are going to be some misses that are going to create a problem, and there are going to be some losses because of them. And I think when that happens, I think you're going to see some of the owners start saying, hey, whoa, maybe this wasn't such a good idea, because before the big emphasis was on the drive itself to get down and score. Now you score and you still got to make the extra point, which is like a pretty good sized field goal.
Chip shot field goal. It's still a field goal.
Chip shot field goals are missed every day. Right. So it can happen. So let's see what happens after this season and after the experimentation is over with.
The ageless Mark Moseley. Charlie, a good diet of some Five Guys burgers and fries have kept this man looking good over the years. Thanks for stopping by, Mos.
Thank you, Larry. It's good to have a good camp here.
Appreciate it,
It's pretty good weather, hasn't it? Up to today.
Up until you got here.
Yeah, I brought the rain.